will provide tips and information on how to best prepare for tsunamis. Facilitated questions and answers will follow promptly after remarks conclude, and without further ado, it is my privilege to introduce Governor Josh Green.
Aloha, everyone. Good to see you. So a few quick talking points, then we'll bring the experts up. Tsunamis are serious business. We've all gathered here today to discuss what is really a significant risk to our state, and that's tsunamis. We're inviting several subject material experts here to talk about how we can be aware of this natural disaster. Tsunamis are unpredictable, potentially devastating, just like earthquakes and volcanoes, in fact, in some cases caused by earthquakes. And there's no defined season for these events. So it's important that we recognize that. Unlike wildfire season and other challenges, these can be much more unpredictable. They travel very quickly, as much as 800 kilometers per hour. That's about as fast as a commercial airline traveling. So it's very serious. While predicting these events is difficult, the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center monitors the Ring of Fire 24/7, 365, so it can give us updates on when we might have a worry or a cause of concern. So we're acknowledging today is Tsunami Awareness Month, and what we want to do is educate people. Now, how have tsunamis affected us in the past? April 1st, 1946, and this is no April Fool's joke at all. It was a critical day in our history. That was the day that Hawaii shores were devastated by the tsunami that took the lives of 173 people and destroyed 448 structures in Hilo, where my in-laws live now. Then in 1963, another tsunami hit, and it came right at the time when we were seeing declines in the sugar industry, sugar plantations, and one of our local champions at that time, named Helene Hale, who I was fortunate enough to serve with many years later in the legislature. Helene was the county chair, and she sought to do something after that tsunami, and that's what spawned actually the Merry Monarch Festival. So you can see tsunamis affect us in the moment, which can be tragic, but they also change the trajectory of what we do in Hawaii. So in order to restore our economy, we started the Merry Monarch Festival as a result of that tsunami in '63, and ever since it's become a huge part and a positive thing of what we experience. Since then, we've done a lot more work with the science and technology and communications around tsunamis. Things are much better. We know if a tsunami is being generated from the Cascadia fault line off of Washington State, from Chile or Indonesia or Japan. We have a better method and understanding of things. But again, it's very serious. We've always worried about an event that's close to our shores. And we, at least I, have been aware for some time now that one of the catastrophic events that we could face if we had a terrible earthquake or loss of part of the shelf on Big Island, just off of the volcano, is a wave that would come very quickly. So we have to be aware, we have to have experts, and that's what we're going to do here in a moment. I especially want to take one moment to honor someone, a survivor from the April 1st, 1946 tsunami in Hilo, and that's Jeie Johnston. Is that you, Jean? Right there. Awesome. Thank you for your years of dedicated service. Thank you for educating people, helping them to survive. So we're going to honor you today, and we're going to remember, as Jean will probably share with us and other experts will share, exactly how we can be better informed about tsunamis so that we can be safe here for our families. Aloha.
Mahalo, Governor Green. Now, we would like to please welcome Haima Administrator James Baros.
Aloha. With great pride, I get to stand with our partners from the federal government, state agencies, the counties, the University of Hawaii, and some other great partners. This year, we started a new partnership with St. Louis School, and we started this Tsunami Ambassadors. 6 extremely bright 8th graders from St. Louis embarked on a journey to Hilo, where they spent the day with Dr. Dudley and Cindy at the Pacific Tsunami Museum, another great partnership that we have. They immersed themselves in the awareness and education of tsunamis. And I'm really looking forward to how they'll come back and spread that education and awareness about tsunamis. And then how they get our communities to be ready for action when the tsunamis warnings are issued. So that's one partnership that I'm looking forward to expanding. We're able to do it with a grant through NOAA, and we're looking and expanding this grant. The other partnership that we're expanding, we're collaborating with the State of Hawaii's Office of Language Access. The team started it last year with various languages. What we're doing this year is, at Haima, I have a lot of bilingual employees, and we're going to create videos that look at awareness and education, and we'll share that on our website. So our website will be this resource for tsunami awareness, education, and then ways to take action and be ready. So with Tsunami Awareness Month, we will dedicate our front page for Haima, and it'll be a comprehensive toolkit for our communities to use to become aware, educated, and be ready for action in facing the tsunamis. So I look forward to continuing our partnerships with everybody involved. Aloha.
Mahalo, Administrator Baros. Next, please welcome State of Hawaii NOAA International Tsunami Information Center Director, Dr. Laura Kong.
Good morning. Aloha kako. Thank you, Governor, Administrator. Today, April 1st, April Fool's Day, 78 years ago, a magnitude 8.6 earthquake from the Aleutian Islands generated a tsunami that took about 4.5 hours to hit our state. By 6:30 a.m., waves that would reach 53 feet on the Big Island, 33 feet on Maui, 54 on Molokai, 35 on Oahu, and 45 feet on Kauai began to arrive. Altogether, in the state of Hawaii, 158 people lost their lives and $340 million of damage. By 1948, the U.S. seismic sea wave warning system was in place. Today, the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center is providing those 24/7 tsunami warnings. During tsunami events, the PTWC, the state, the county, and their tsunami advisors like myself, we work together to assess the threat and advise the public. Hawaii is a bullseye for distant tsunamis from around the Pacific Ring of Fire. 25 tsunamis have hit us, causing 244 deaths. We also have a local threat from the Big Island. Large earthquakes that can generate tsunamis that can hit within minutes and even before the warning sirens can sound. And they can hit Oahu in about 30 minutes if it's a Kona event. So for local tsunamis, everyone needs to know the natural tsunami warning signs and immediately evacuate to high ground. As we heard, unlike hurricanes, tsunamis have no seasons. We don't know where the next one will be. We don't know when, and we don't know how big. So it's really important for us to be prepared. So this month, Tsunami Awareness Month, take a bit of time to get tsunami ready. As we heard, be aware, get educated, and then take action. Visit the ITEX One Stop website, where we've got compiled Hawaii information, tools, and resources. It's an easy URL, tsunami.org, as well as, hawaiitsunami.org, apologize. We have a 2024 Hawaii Tsunami Preparedness video. It was done by the Department of Education and the University of Hawaii Sea Grant. Find what a tsunami is, find what the alerts mean, and what action to take. And then finally, access the online city and the state tsunami evacuation map viewers. Find out where you need to evacuate to. And finally, make an emergency plan so you and your family will be prepared for the next tsunami. Mahalo, and thank you for your time.
Mahalo, Dr. Kong. Now I'd like to introduce City and County Department of Emergency Management Deputy Director Jennifer Walter.
Thank you and good morning. So I work for the City and County of Honolulu's Emergency Management Agency, and each county around the state has an agency just like ours. And our agencies are responsible for planning for tsunamis before one happens. And then during an event, we issue alerts to warn the public, and we direct public evacuations at the local level during a tsunami warning. And this month, our message that every county wants to share with the public is that we're asking you to refresh your tsunami readiness. What will happen if there is an event, and what you need to do today to be ready for that event happening. A tsunami provides very little warning time, minutes if it's a local tsunami to a few hours if it's a distant tsunami. And your county's evacuation plan, our ability to successfully move a large number of people within a very short amount of time, depends on each and every person taking action now to be aware, to be educated, and to be ready. So we want to refresh a few things. When there is a tsunami warning, we will sound the local alert systems in every county. This means the sirens will go off, and messages will appear on television and by your cell phone telling you that there's a tsunami warning and giving evacuation instructions. Ahead of an event, you can also sign up for a free mass notification system that each county has. If you go to the local emergency management agency's website, that often provides additional information with local instructions and information on what's going on in your county. Once the sirens have sounded, we'll begin evacuation. And again, for us to move a large number of people in a really short window, here's some key things we want people to do this month. Know the zones. Many counties have more than one zone now. So knowing if you live, work, or play in an evacuation zone is critical, and identifying what those routes are you would evacuate. We also encourage everyone this month to take some time to think about their neighbors and who might need assistance during that evacuation. Think about what you need to bring with you to be comfortable. Having a go bag ready is something that everybody could do, because once we have that warning, there is not time to go shopping or take other immediate readiness actions. And then finally, listening to messages when something happens. Again, we have very little time. If we have a tsunami warning, please don't delay evacuating. Even if we have 3 hours, that's a short window to move a lot of people out of harm's way. So please visit your local emergency management agency's instructions for their evacuation guidance, what they're recommending to you, and identify where you would go to make sure that we're all successful in keeping everyone safe if we have a warning. So thank you very much for taking this time to re-educate yourselves this month. Appreciate it.
Mahalo, Deputy Director Walter. Next, I'd like to call up NOAA Pacific Tsunami Warning Center Representative Dr. Charles Mccre.
Thank you and good morning, everyone. So on behalf of NOAA's Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, I first want to thank Governor Green for continuing the long tradition of proclaiming April as Tsunami Awareness Month in Hawaii. You know, maintaining a certain level of tsunami awareness and education is critical, as our other speakers have already noted, for saving lives when we have tsunamis. And our warning system depends not only on the alerts that are issued by our center, but also on the preparedness and quick actions of our partner organizations and agencies, as well as the public. So if a tsunami watch is issued by our center, the tsunami watch means there's a potential tsunami, and you should use that time to think about what you might do if that gets elevated to a tsunami advisory or a tsunami warning. Now, tsunami advisory means that there is a hazard to our beaches and to harbors and to marinas, and with minor flooding and very strong offshore currents. But a tsunami warning is when there's a danger of the tsunami actually significantly flooding the land. In all of those cases, we need to follow the directions that will be provided by our emergency management agencies. Now, Hawaii, we're very lucky that our state and county emergency management agencies are prepared, and they take tsunamis very seriously, as you've already heard. We're also very lucky that our media organizations in the state of Hawaii help us with information about tsunamis that keeps our state aware, and they're also critical for helping to get out the word quickly when we do issue an alert. You know, we all live, drive, work, recreate near our coasts, and so we are all vulnerable at some point to being impacted by a tsunami. Another destructive tsunami will strike the state of Hawaii. We just don't know when. So having this Tsunami Awareness Month every year is what helps us be prepared for the next tsunami, both now and in the future. Thank you.
Mahalo, Dr. Mccre. And now, please help me welcome tsunami survivor, Jeie Johnston.
Thank you, Governor Green, for inviting me to speak today. April 1st, 1946, I was 6 years old and living with my grandparents in Keakaha outside of Hilo. My 4-year-old brother and I were getting ready for school, and I heard some noise outside, and so I said to him, let's go out and see what's going on. We lived across the street from the beach, and so we walked out to the end of the driveway, and we saw cars, and they were honking their horns, and people were shouting. There was water on the road and water on the in the yard. We couldn't figure it out. It was a bright, sunny day. So then some red ants started biting my brother's bare feet. We were barefooted all the time in those days. And so he wanted to go back in the house. So we went back into the house and ran up the stairs and got into the kitchen. And shortly after that, I looked out the window and I saw the water rising up on the clothesline, which was about 5 feet tall. And at that point, the car was submerged in water and the horn started to honk. So my Uncle Rod jumped out of bed and came, and he said, looked outside and he said, it's a tidal wave, we have to leave the house. Well, when the water receded, his parents said no, my grandparents would not leave the house. And so he took my brother and I and took us out to the road. The people from across the street came. Uncle Eddie had a machete, and he came along with the kids that he was caring for. We all ran down the street and down the driveway. We saw water coming at us, and so turned down the first driveway, went back into the jungle behind Keakaha, where the Uncle Eddie was chopping down the maile pilau and the lahala leaves, and we were trying to, they were saying, run, run, and we were on a'a lava with bare feet, and I looked down and I saw the water coming up through the a'a lava. Well, we finally got to the radio tower. We were headed for the airport, but could not get that far. The adults we were with thought we would be safe there, so we stayed there a couple of hours and then went back the way we came. When we got out to the street, I looked out at the street and there was debris everywhere. That day, 159 people died in the territory of Hawaii, and 96 of those people died in Hilo, my hometown. So we had no warning that day either. I just wanted to say that my advice is to prepare. Have a plan. There are lots of places you can get information. HIEMA will have it on their website. NOAA has information. FEMA has information. So please be prepared. Get your family and make a family plan. make sure everybody knows where to go and what to do in case of different disasters. Thank you.
Mahalo, Jeannie. That radio tower, the old KHBC radio tower that eventually became a different station's tower, was put there because it was near like a swamp. It was water, and so that helped carry the radio signal. Who knew it had been such a threat to previous generations in Hilo? At this time, I would like to welcome Governor Green and Administrator Baros back to the podium for the proclamation signing.
Please stay. This proclamation, which we will present to the team here, speaks to the hazards that face our state, and none more probably dangerous than a tsunami because of its speed and unpredictability. You've heard the details of what a tsunami can do to us. You've heard a heroic story from Jeannie, which is just amazing. And this is also a reflection on the April 1st, 1946 tsunami that was generated from the Aleutian Islands, as you heard. So the whereas statement of probably import here is, whereas the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, National Weather Service, Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, Hawaii County Civil Defense, Honolulu Department of Emergency Management, and all of our other entities, all of the county emergency management agencies will be aware and conduct outreach events throughout this month, raising awareness about the tsunami hazard that exists and how the public can reduce their risk through knowledge and preparedness, so that they know when you have to get out of the way and out of harm's way, more specifically, if a tsunami comes. So this is now Tsunami Awareness Month here on April 1st, 2024. And we give this pen to you. And this is it. I guess we give this to you, Baros. This is the proclamation.
No, sorry, James, I need you here, please. Sorry, pause, can I get you coming? You, sir? Can I get you? Yep, that's you. Right there. Yeah, there it is. Okay. There it is.
There you are.
Looking beautiful.
Ready, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Okay, now put the driver pads over here. Point is now right here.
Tsunami doesn't scare you. Mccre will.
Yes.
Get in here.
James, who's up next?
Ambassador.
Okay, swap out. Ambassadors, hi. You guys are all St. Louis? Wow. Are you the Kumu? Okay, come. He only bites a little bit.